Hey guys, what's going on? CheatBreaker here. Welcome back to the channel. So, because CheatBreaker is released, I thought I'd take a little bit of time and go over their privacy policy, which pretty much highlights how CheatBreaker uses your data and stuff of that sort. So you guys know kind of like what you're getting into when downloading CheatBreaker. Now, obviously, this video is not in promotion of CheatBreaker, and it's also not against CheatBreaker. I'm just going to try to look at this as objectively as possible, provide some opinions and stuff, and also compare it kind of to Badlion Client and the way Badlion Client is doing theirs, their privacy policy. So, anyway, right here, it basically talks about, information we collect. So let me just start by reading this. We may collect information about the services you use and how you use them, such as the selections you make on our services. We collect PII, DII, and log information about your interactions as described below. Personally identifiable information is information that can be used to identify or contact you online or offline, such as your in-game username, given name, address, email, phone number, and payment information. The services may collect PII when it is provided to us, such as when you use our services, attempt to contact us, submit a resume or job application, or connect with us on social media or one of our partners. For example, you might see a login with button, which means we request PII from a partner to streamline the login process. You will likely be presented with a request for information screen by a third party asking you to share your ID, profile picture, and other listed information with us. So, additionally, our services may collect PII, such as screenshots taken of your computer during your use and of access to the services in order to aid us in detection of cheats. Yes, so this is a known thing that client-side anti-cheats take screenshots of people's computers in order to prevent cheats. Like, this is one of the better ways of detecting cheats. Unfortunately, it is pretty invasive, so some people might actually object to that. But there is a section here that I really want to be very specific about, and this is something that's a little weird, and it's actually different. It's actually different in phrasing to Badlion Client. So if you look at this right here, it says, the services may collect PII when it is provided to us, such as when you use our services. Okay, so if you use CheatBreaker, you're providing them the information. But on the Badlion Client privacy policy, it says that it doesn't say that. So it just says it collects information you provide to us. And then it says automatic data collection. So pretty much it says that basically CheatBreaker is collecting this information when you use the services, right? But Badlion only collects the information when it's provided directly, right? And you might argue that it's just a little wording mistake, but, the wording of these types of things is very important because obviously there's a section for automatic data collection here. And, basically, I just wanted to highlight that because that's kind of weird, right? Because, there's automatic data collection and then, data collection which is, provided to Badlion Client. And they're not going to be... Well, I assume that it provided to us does not mean using the services, in my opinion. Because obviously right here it says such as when you use the services. So that's, one of the main differences between the two TOSs. Okay, I also wanted to go over this one part. So this is kind of edited in post me putting it in Vegas and stuff. So our services also collect information about your interactions, including navigation paths, search queries, crashes, timestamps, purchases, clicks, shares, and referral URLs. We may combine this data with PII and DII. For efficiency's sake, information about your interactions may be transmitted to our servers while you are not actively using the services. Which basically means that CheatBreaker is going to be monitoring your purchases, clicks, and shares without you using CheatBreaker, which... Okay, so there's an equal kind of paragraph on the Badlion Client privacy policy, but it's a little different. So this says we may collect non-personally identifiable information, or PII, when you visit any TEO site. And also, Badlion Client doesn't mention anything about tracking people when they're not using Badlion Client. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But as far as I'm aware, as far as I've read it, they're not mentioning that. But CheatBreaker does mention, tracking your purchases, clicks, and shares when you're not on CheatBreaker. So that's just another main difference. How we use information we collect. We use the information we collect from our services to provide, maintain, protect, and improve our services. Okay. So basically they just use it to detect cheats and stuff, right? So obviously, if you are going to be using CheatBreaker or Badlion Client or any client-side anti-cheat, you obviously have a privacy risk, right? But that's why you have a TOS and stuff. You kind of agree to it, right? But you really need to read it over and make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into, You can't just, randomly download it, with no discretion, right? But also, right here, it says that, By using Badlion Client, you consent to the collection and analysis of information from your computer that TEO deems reasonably necessary to identify and prevent the use of cheat software files used to gain an unfair advantage and to enforce bans. This information collection is not strictly limited to when you're logged onto Badlion Client. Information analyzed or collected by Badlion Client may include hardware, network, software identifiers, running programs, system, etc., 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 data. So obviously, both of these are relatively invasive. So once again, you should really read these privacy policies before you download them, because you really need to know what you're getting yourself into. Personally, I think that this is a bit concerning, the CheatBreaker one, but that's just my opinion, right? Where it says it will collect, your given name, address, email, phone number, or personal or payment information when you use the services, which is not actually what is listed in the Badlion Client TOS or privacy policy. So I hope everyone enjoys. So just be worry about exactly what you download. Make sure you read into things. Don't just download things if you don't want your information to be looked at, because of course they need to look at your information in order to prevent cheaters. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.